Everyone get your spooky goggles on. We're taking a dip into the dark pictures of Anthology. That's correct. Today we're looking at the most recent release, Little Hope. Don't go away. So I've been following the dark pictures of Anthology mostly because Until Dawn. Until Dawn really is one of the best games I've ever played, one of the most memorable games I've ever played. They came out with Dark Pictures of Anthology, Man of Medan. That game was good and bad. I loved the concept of co-op playing simultaneously at the same time with a friend. It's Until Dawn style-based choice, choose your own adventure stuff. There was a few stuff that could be buffered out, but I feel like in Little Hope, they really nailed it home. The game starts out exactly how you'd expect it to. In Until Dawn, there was the predecessor sort of tutorial style thing where it's like, oh, you have to choose your own adventure, but the ending's still the same. In Man of Medan, there was the same thing. There's always a pattern in these games I've noticed where it's just, if you're a new player to these types of games, it'll set you up in a predetermined situation where it'll kill you off to make you seem like, oh, I must have made the wrong choice, when in reality, that's just how the game goes.
Oh, shit.
If we let her die, climb down or open? Fuck. I'm gonna try to open this window. I don't know why I'm going back into the burning building, but that's just what I'm doing.
That makes no sense, bro. She decided.
My main complaint about Man of Medan was how it seemed less high budget than Until Dawn. Man of Medan came out 4 years after Until Dawn. It should be more polished. In reality, it wasn't. In Little Hope, it seems like they really, really polish it off. The clunkiness of controls is no longer there. As far as gameplay goes, you'll find the same mechanics. Choose your own adventure. Say nothing, one option, or option B.
But other than that, she's a real babe.
Okay. Lay off Taylor.
Lay off Taylor. She's done
There's no
nothing
one
to
on
you.
this bus when he left, though.
I'm thinking I'm gonna file charges against the college.
Angela hates me.
For what?
There's going to be a lot of QTEs, quick time events, clicking triangle, square, circle, or X in a certain amount of time while you're running or doing any objective. This man better get the fuck up here, man. Oh,
I'm pressing buttons, bro. I'm pressing buttons right now.
Dude, why was that a spam? That was a close one. There is a
one.
heartbeat sensor. I thought that was really neat. Oh, I gotta do a heartbeat sensor shit. Here we go. Dude. This is just like Dead by Daylight skill checks. I can clutch these. There's the concept of aim and shoot the shotgun or gun in Until Dawn that makes its way into Little Hope. Really, nothing new on the part of the mechanics. Something I wish they would have added something new. One of my favorite things from the Until Dawn games that I wish they would have added into Little Hope was the stay still mechanic. Holding your controller still is something that holds my breath more than the heartbeat sensor. I think the heartbeat sensor is a Walmart edition of hold your controller still. The upcoming game, House of Ashes, is something I'm looking forward to. Hopefully they add something new. When playing co-op games, story is one of the last things I'm thinking of. Usually when I'm playing by myself, story is something big, but co-op, I'm there for fun. The gameplay mechanics has to be smooth, the game has to look decently okay, and play good. Surprisingly, in Little Hope, the story captivates me. There ends up being a bus crash and participants of the bus end up, thrown out and they have to explore the town of Little Hope. Problem is there's fog everywhere. You can't go into the fog. You go into the fog, you get sent right back to where you were. It's just very weird stuff. But I've seen it done before. The cool thing is this alive stone tape theory idea. The past is connecting with the present and vice versa. You'll often be seen in past scenes with the little girl and other things where the guy who has the very extremely tall hat, man has to literally duck going into rooms.
It's a big one.
The fact that you can see them is quite interesting, but the really interesting part is that this is taking part of the witch trials. And you are the witch. You're the paranormal activity because on their side of the field, they just see a little girl or a guy or this chick.
Cast aside your false idols and pray to the one almighty Lord for forgiveness. You will pay dearly for bewitching an innocent child.
Oh my god. And when you interact with them, it makes it seem like people from that timeline are speaking to ghosts. If you've ever seen the film The Others, one of my favorite horror movies of all time, it's pretty much that concept. Really cool, really well done. I am a little bit biased because I love horror films and that idea, but Paranormal Activity, I'm super biased too, but it's really cool. The story, really well done. On the presentation side, no need to fear, Oh Death Has Returned. The iconic theme that was in Until Dawn came back for Madame Medden, came back for Little Hope. I have no doubt it'll be in House of Ashes as well.
Okay.
Something you may have noticed that I have as well, the first 5 minutes from the game, I was thinking to myself, wow, this looks really good. And then about an hour into the game, I said to myself, this graphically is the most impressive game I've ever played. I played on the base PS4 edition too. Now keep in mind, I am not a CPU gamer, so I'm not out here playing Witcher 3 on 700 FPS, triple extra high quality, ultra edition, 700 frames, ultra widescreen, triple extra coolant, triple. I was so impressed with this game for being on base PS4 edition. I honestly think it's the coolest looking game I've ever seen. Usually I never really give games, you know, super gratification towards graphics because it's almost the lowest thing I look for in games. I will always reference Hexen for the Nintendo 64 being the coolest looking game I've ever seen. Graphically, it looks like absolute dog water in the bowl, but still the coolest looking game I've ever seen. But when a game looks this good and plays this smooth, I have to give it credit.
You're on your own.
Yo. No. Alright. Yo. What is this trick? Thor? Why is she controlling the lights like this? Alright, there's 2 of us, 1 of her.
You're getting us into the city, dude.
Fuck.
Hey! Anyone there?
Will she shut the moon off?
The first thing in
One of my biggest complaints in Mad of Medden was the voice acting was a little bit off, and the facial animations were a bit off as well. Safe to say in Little Hope, that's been buffered out. The voice acting, really good. Surprisingly good, actually. The facial animations, there was like maybe 1 or 2 very slight scenes where I was like, oh, that looks a little janked. But overall, I mean, really impressed with how smooth the experience was. The design of the game looks pretty good. The town of Little Hope, a little stereotypical, you know, your stereotypical super dark buildings, super spooky graveyard, stuff that's been done before. The enemy design looks really cool because it's based on people that have been sacrificed in the past in the witch trials, so I understand the influence of where the designs came from, but the way that they actually put it into the game was pretty darn cool. Looking back on this game and the impact it's had, I think it is a super bright spot in the franchise of Dark Pictures Anthology. I don't think it's better than Until Dawn. It's extremely hard to beat that game. I think it's loads better than Man of Medden. Maybe not loads better, but it is a step up. If I remember anything from this game, it's probably going to be the story. Everything else was pretty par on average. Every game mechanic, everything about this game, gameplay-wise, was pretty average, and compared to the last game, nothing really changed. The story really is something I remember for good and for bad. Here's the bad. The ending is, yeah, you see, when me and my friend played through this, we were like, oh, that's the ending, you know? We think we did it the correct way, you know? We had some casualties along the way, and we made it out. Right? But then the game falls to a fault that is rarely seen. The game ended so well, it's so streamlined. But then it just shoots for the stars in the ending. It's like, yo, you want to see a crazy ending? Check out this shit! And the game tries to pull a, oh, none of these people existed move. And it's just based off of what guy, and he hit his head in the bus crash, and he hallucinated these guys, and this timeline was real, and the past, I'm still not even sure was real. But it just makes it seem like none of it mattered. If everything was a hallucination that this guy created, if every character was a hallucination, what was the point of choosing left or right at that moment? What was the point of missing the kick? What was the point of the whole game? It's something that I hope that Little Hope is not remembered for. I hope down the line when House of Ashes come out, I remember this game for the great graphical upgrade, the smoothness of the gameplay, The characters, which were stereotypical, you got your basic characters in there, but overall better characters than Man of Medan. The ending is something I hope I forget, which I think I will. I just dropped the case. The last thing I want to add in here under the impact category is what a really cool Easter egg the devs put in here. At one point, me and my friend found this picture totem which is supposed to reveal like a in future prophecy, and it was confusing. It had the image of like a mountain climber like falling, and it was of a person that we did not know. We were like, what? We don't even, where is this? This doesn't even look like it's this game. Well, at the end of the game, you get a trailer for the next game, House of Ashes, and it all clicked. It's an Easter egg for the next game. I think that's really, really cool that the devs had the mind to put that into the game, because I'm gonna remember that. Like, oh, the line gets cut. That's probably the intro to House of Ashes, but either way, that's something that I appreciate that the devs did. So, overall, a lot of ups and downs. 90% of the down was at the final 10% of the game. The ending really weighed down my overall impact score, but overall, boiling all the numbers down, it's better than Man of Medan by exactly 0.02. We're looking at a 7.9 out of 10. So that's it. Little Hope is done. Consider the fog of the town gone. It's been swept away. The air advisory has gone. No more fog. Game over. Me and my friend ended up having 2 out of the 5 or 6 people live. Not the best outcome, but otherwise this game is incredibly fun co-op. I would very highly suggest not playing solo. It's just not as fun. This is a franchise where if any game gets announced, I'm pre-ordering it. And in 2021, if that says anything, it says a lot. But for now, I'm your host, Zero Planet Entertainment, and next time I'm talking about this franchise will be for House of Ashes. Hope you enjoyed this video. Peace.
The city on our left is gonna be a graveyard, so.
Yeah. There's a chick right in front of this guy's face.
No.
John!
Yeah, we got pulled into a
What?
different timeline. I think this chick here.
What is it you want from me?
I
Who
wanna
are you?
leave.
What are you doing here?
These are most troubling times.
Wait, don't go.
Don't touch her. What is up? I know what you're thinking. You're only here for the bonus Easter egg soundtrack I put in at the end of every video. But did you also know I have a donation page under Buy Me a Coffee? Donate whatever you want to my channel and I'll put half of that back to an environmental charity. So that's that. Enjoy the music. Peace out.